Hi, Gordon here with another edition of the Unscripted Series. And I told you this was kind of a two-parter that were all generated by a recent thread on Ukulele Underground. And here's the second part. And I'm going to talk about, people said, or a guy asked the question. In fact, the same guy that noted that told us about the thread, our friend in Tasmania, said, posted and said, do you have the feeling that people either really like my MOA, not only the instruments, but the people, the brand, the identity, the company? They either like them or they don't like them much, that the feelings run quite strong. And, that's one of the more interesting things that we deal with. I'm a pleaser. Shar is a pleaser. And what I mean by that is that, we want people to be happy. And if they're not happy, man, we really bend over backwards to make them happy. Unfortunately, that is in direct conflict or contrast with what I believe is the right way to run my MOA. And that is that I think that we need a very strong identity. People need to understand who we are, what we are as people, as a company, as the way we do business, and as instruments. And in my experience, the stronger the identity that you have, the more that it polarizes people. People love you or they hate you. And that's a little strong, but that directionally, that's the way it is. There are not a lot of people in the middle who go, I don't know. And I think if you think about other products and companies and think about even people that the people with the strong personalities, man, people love them or they hate them. There aren't a lot in the middle. Same is true of companies. Think of computer companies, Microsoft, Apple, Google, the Android operating system or iOS. People tend to be in one camp or the other. And it was certainly, used to be true of, of automobiles. I think it's true of most anything. And then when there are products that, don't have a strong identity, like maybe the bolts that you get at the hardware store. I mean, do you care who made it? Probably not. And, again, an extreme example, but it doesn't generate, you don't find bolts like generating big discussions at parties or on, the blogs on the internet. And so there's this one side of my head, which is the logical side that says, we have tried to create a strong identity at my MOA. Again, with our instruments and what they are and what our aesthetic is and what tone we're going for, who we are as people and what it's like to deal with us. And I know that when the stronger that identity, that the more we will have people that choose to not like us. And then there's the emotional side of me, which just has a really hard time with it. One reason that I don't read a lot of blogs and a lot of things that are written about my MOA is, frankly, I just can't take it. Like I don't want to hear somebody who says, I don't like them, or, I don't like their instruments. That's really, really hard on me, or I don't like who they are. It's actually easiest of those, three things. I have the easiest time with I don't like their instruments because I know, what we build for it. In the same blog that I'm telling you about on Ukulele Underground, there was a guy that said, at every turn, their instrument, the body is smaller than I expect or want it to be. And boy, they seem to charge a lot for master grade wood and they do that oil finish. Well, I don't mind those comments at all because that's exactly right. We have the body size that we have because it delivers the tone we want to have. We price our instruments the way we do. We try to have a little bit lower entry price, but if you want the rarer master grade wood, yes, that's going to cost you, but that's not going to affect your tone. It's a personal decision that you can make. And no, we're not big on the gloss finish. We don't like what it does to the tone, and we're not fans of the way it looks. We're natural people. We love the look of wood. So when that person said that I'm okay with. When someone chimes in and says, I don't like my MOA and I don't like those people, I don't like reading those things. But I know that because of our identity and the way that we communicate, there are going to be those people out there. So it just creates this really interesting, issue or contradiction or conflict in my head. And, there's no way of resolving it. But I thought it would be fun to sort of reflect on that today. All right, we'll see you next week. Or I should say, I got so used to that. 150 episodes saying, I'll see you next week. I'll see you in the next edition of the Unscripted Series. Bye-bye.